Eagles were young dudes.
No, Eagles.
Eagles. The Eagles. Okay, Eagles. Well, everyone says the Eagles. I mean,
but you want to be correct?
No.
The idea was very much about the American desert, about Southern California and the American desert. And so we made this great adventure of it. That started one night in the Troubadour.
We closed the Troubadour and then drove out to the high desert for sunrise.
We had everything one needed to get into the flow of the desert, and everybody believed in the mystical powers of the desert.
We got to the high desert probably 4:30 in the morning and got out of the vans, and it was pitch black. And we just sort of waited for our night vision to come on, and slowly but surely, man, just like Carlos Castaneda said, we could see.
I remember walking around in the dark, being able to see in the dark for some reason.
And, you know, and I mean, and that was what we were into then. We were, you know, I mean, we were, you know, none of us were native Californians to begin with, but we were really into the mysticism of the high desert.
The idea was to take peyote, to commune with nature, and to document that. And that would totally reflect the spirit of this band.
Well, I'm running down the road, trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind.
You know, this is not history, this is evidence.
She's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy.
As the light started to come up in the sky, the guys were kind of standing there posing on the lip of this mountaintop, and everybody looked a little bit haggard.
Poor Randy Meisner, he had been suffering ulcers to begin with, and I remember his, you know, his battle cry was, "I come from the country. I don't need to be going out in the wilderness." But Randy, we're the sons of the desert. We gotta do this. I heard this scream from camp, and somebody says, people yelled, "Eagle!"
And we looked up, and in fact, it was a hawk. But, you know, it was more romantic to think of it as an eagle.
And it cruised right over me, probably only 20 feet above my head. And of course, I was like falling off a rock trying to, you know, put my blue jeans back on.
And it's very funny, in fact, that in telling the story, Glenn says eagle, Don says hawk, you know.
Glenn says it was a crow.
Or a crow even, maybe.
Well, it was kind of like Rashomon, you know, we all had our own viewpoint of what it was. I was talking to these little guys here, these cactuses. I was sitting there with my feet out in front of me, just looking out, and this was the vast desert down here, and I was marveling at the life these little guys had, that they got to sit up on top of this mountain every day and watch the sun come up over on this side and go across the sky and set down over here.
I remember thinking, wow, these guys really have a good time with their work, man. They really enjoy it.
It was meant to open up and become 4 squares, so that it was like them, the back, the front, the back, and then the inside. But if you opened it up, it would then be them in this camp, this cave, this with the fire, and above them is the blue sky and the eagle and all that. And here's the band, lit by fire. And that, you know, and this never got made this way, because what happened is the record company decided that they didn't want to spend the money to make that big image, and so they just glued it closed. And so now it became the front, the back, and the inside upside down, you know. Timothy Leary once said, tune in, turn on, and drop out. But what we're telling you is stay tuned, stay turned on, and drop right back in because there's more to come.
If I had ever been it before, I would probably know just what to do. Don't you?